Okay. Who is this beside you? Who is this?
Bio.
I feel bad or no? Oh yeah, calm down. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tosin for those that are new here. In today's video, I have someone new. This is my husband. And before I go on, my daughter is right here. So in case you guys hear laughing, giggling, please bear with us. I'll try to edit this video in such a way that you can still hear what we're saying. But the reason why we're doing this video, as you could have seen from the title, is because in the spirit of Valentine's, that was a week ago, I asked people to ask questions, and you guys left so many questions in a short span of time. I was even a bit overwhelmed with questions. I'm like, I hope I'll be able to film all of this. So we're just going to try and consolidate all the questions, and my husband will answer as much as he can. Please pardon him as well. He's not used to the camera, so if you just notice him stalling to answer the questions, just bear with us. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, for the first questions, or for all the questions, I'm not going to name the person that asked their names. I'm just going to read the questions. If you know yourself, you know you asked the questions. So I'm just going to put the questions on the screen as well. So the first question, how do you share your household task? Cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc.
Okay, so I do most of the laundry.
Most of the laundry, all the
laundry. The plate washing is a bit spontaneous.
Yeah, whoever sees the plate.
There's no set order for that. Cooking, I think you do most of the cooking.
Most?
Yeah.
I do all the cooking.
Not all the cooking. There's sometimes I cook as well.
Maybe once in a month.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I cook. He cooks only when he cooks beans and maybe rice, because he cooks beans really well. And maybe when it was fried egg. But major cooking, soups, everything, I do all the cooking. Do you even need a soup here for that? Okay, so I think the basic question is, how do we share? We don't share it, like there's no method to sharing it. What I would say is that our personalities also dictate the way we share things. My husband likes to clean. He likes everywhere looking clean. So when he sees something out of place, he lays the bed every morning. Every time he does everything. I think I'm blessed in that aspect. Me, I just do my work. Extra things. I'm not dirty, but he's much more organized than I am. So that makes my life a lot easier. Okay. So you answer the first, I'll answer the second one, and then like that. Next question. How has raising a toddler changed your relationship? Let me go first.
Okay.
I think it's required of. I don't know. Please, can we hear? This is how a toddler has changed our relationship. This is the answer to the second question. First things first. She's now a part of every plan that we can have. Normally, like with me and my husband, we can be spontaneous. We can say, okay, let's go and watch a movie. Let's, just stay in the living room and watch maybe crime shows and all of that together. But since she's come into our lives and now she's very active, we've had to factor her into like almost every single thing. So I would say the basic way she has changed our relationship is that it's a little bit more planning, and we put her as priority. So yeah, it's changed a lot of things, even as simple as even me doing things for myself. She's definitely a huge factor because I care for her when my husband goes to work as well. So okay, what about you? What do you have to say?
I mean, I agree with you 100%. It's just the extra planning involved in taking care of her. Everything requires thought.
Yeah, extra. Not like there was no thoughts before when we were not parents, but obviously
just the extra step.
So it's really made us a little bit more, and also I would say more intentional in our own relationship. Like, we have to now do more just to stay in a relationship, if that makes sense. Okay, next question. What has it been like for you transitioning from being a single man to a relationship? That question is for you. I'm not a man.
Single man's relationship before
like marriage. No, not child.
Yeah, not child. Yes. I think I needed to unlearn a lot of things. So, for example, on the organization thing which you mentioned, I am the sort of person that I like everywhere to be set. I like my shoes arranged in a certain way. So you unlearn those things, and I believe that process happens over time. So for me, it might sound very flimsy or something, but that's just an example. So there's a lot of things that you pick up. You also get to learn about the other person's do's and don'ts. and that's a process. I don't think that's something you're ready for. But in terms of your ability to deal with it, you can prepare for that. But certainly, you don't really know someone until you live with them 24/7. So I would say that.
Okay. So that's the question is not for me, so I'm gonna skip it. Next question. How? Why are all the questions directed to you? How do you support your spouse? Did I put your name?
Okay.
Considering you both work full time without help in taking care of Ari.
Yeah. It's about doing the best you can when you've got the time. So, for example, when I'm home, even something as little as washing Ari's plates, making sure that her laundry is done, to kind of free space and to make sure everyone is not encumbered with all the responsibilities involved, and even something as basic as changing her diaper when you're around and being sensitive to that, to basically make sure that I'm feeling all the tasks that I can when I'm available. So I would say things like that. They sound very simple, but they make a whole lot of difference, and they have an impact on the relationship.
Okay, that's a good question. This is also for you.
Okay,
and then I'm
getting all the questions.
It's because you're never on my channel. Did it seem like you would never find love, especially being in the UK for a long time?
I don't think that's something that crossed my mind in a sense.
You're just sure that when you just ask a girl out,
no, it's not. No, that's not. Well, the thing is, if you have an active relationship with God, and then you experience the love of God, then I suppose you're not really
bothered. Yeah.
You're not really finding it's completely different. There is a level of satisfaction that you already have. I think the Bible in the book of Colossians says, "And ye are complete in Him."
Absolutely.
So there's a scripture. So you already have that completion. You're just having someone to then augment it. So it's a bit different. Let me put it that way. So I don't know. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, it's yes. Please be yourself. Okay, I like the way you answered. Actually, okay. Well done. Someone asked me, "Hello, Tosin. How and when did you introduce Bayo to your family?" How? I didn't introduce him to my family until I got engaged. This is not. I would not recommend this for everybody, but I know my family. I know my parents. They don't want to hear about boyfriend. Just who are you going to marry? So personally as well, I also did not want any person influencing my decisions. So how I would say was, obviously when I met my husband, you guys have seen how we met before. The first day I met my husband, he told me he wanted to marry me. Like there was no dilly-dallying. So I already knew me saying yes to him was saying yes to marriage. So even throughout the supposed boyfriend and girlfriend stage, I knew that we were headed for marriage. I already had my conviction when I said yes to dating him or courting him, if I can use the more appropriate word. So when we got engaged, I just sent a picture of my ring to my dad. And I said I was engaged, and I was like, okay, when you come home, we'll talk about it, because I was here in the UK. I came to buy some things for my business, I think, for holiday, and see my brothers in London as well. So, and when did I introduce him? Our own case was very different, because Bayo has lived in the UK for almost 15 years now. It's been a long
15 years.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. So my parents actually set eyes on him first in person. I think 3 days to our introduction. He came over with his mom, and that was the first time my parents met him. And my parents loved him from first sight, So that was how this, as I said, my own case is not the same as everybody. We had a long distance relationship for 2 years, so obviously you guys, the dynamics are different. Next question. What are your love languages, and have they changed over time? I actually understand where this person is coming from as regards as in have they changed? Yes, a big dinosaur. Good job. Have they changed over time? I would say before I got married, I always knew my love languages were, quality time. I'm a very busy person even before I got married, or I was a very busy person, let me put it that way. So I knew that I liked, when I care about somebody, I spend time with them. I don't like time wasters. So if I spending time with you is because I like you. So, and I figured that was also my love language. I like people that make time for me. So I would say, even in marriage, I think the desire, this one is just enjoying the love. The desire for that love language has actually drastically increased. I now crave even more quality time. So anytime I know that my husband is not working or is off work, I cancel everything I'm doing. If I have a meeting with you that day, I will reschedule it just to make the best out of that time because it means so much to me. What about yours?
After I was peace and quiet. That's
my love
I know. For me, I think it's service. If someone does something for me, it doesn't matter how big or how small. That's my love language. So maybe buying something for me, or
that's gift.
Well, that's gift, but given, but also maybe doing something that I'm pressed for time to do and just fulfilling that role. So basically, any form of service communicates love to me. So I don't think it's changed that much. So perhaps it will change in a couple of years, but it's still the same.
Okay, that's good. So what are 3 things that you love most about one another? You go first.
So for me, I think yes. All right. My wife is very hospitable. She's a people person. I think that's still kind of linked to being hospitable. I would say she's a great leader as well. Let me just put it that way, because you've got influence with people. Being hospitable, so again, that's people. And just being friendly. So I would say those are the things I love most about you.
Really?
And then you put thought into caring for others. I can see that when you're talking to your friends. So I find that really attractive.
That makes me very happy, actually. Thank you. Okay. 3 things that I love about my husband. 1, my husband has a heart for God. I love that my husband loves God. And I know that some people might be like, oh, that's so cliche, but trust me, it's such a huge turn on for me. I love when I wake up and my husband I'm hearing him kabash. Now you know. I love when I just see him worshiping. I love when he's leading his team. I love that. That's still under number 1. I love that you love God and I see it in your actions. And that means a lot to me. I love that one. Another thing I love about you is that I love that you love me.
Okay.
I know that my husband really loves me. And I see that in the things that he does. For example, maybe I ask for something and I know that it's a bit inconvenient, but I see how he goes out of his way to just make me happy and just, put a smile on my face. So that's that. Lastly, I would say another thing I love about my husband is that you're so smart. Like, my husband has the brains. It's such a turn on. You're very smart. I love how I can be thinking about something and I'm just telling him something and he just brings a different dynamic to it. And it reminds me of my brother, actually. My youngest brother. They have very, very intelligent minds, and I really love that. When I tell you something, you always bring a good, wise, not just wise, but good perspective to it. So those are 3 things I love about you. Okay, that's a good one. By the way, my husband is going for choir practice. So if we don't finish this video and answering all your questions, we'll do a part 2.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll answer all the best that we can now. Next question. What's one activity that both of us enjoy doing together? Answer no. Don't say it.
You say the journey to church on Sunday mornings, and previously before Ira came, he used to be watching
night shows. Yeah,
night shows on TV.
We should get back to that actually.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's right. I agree with that. Next question. How did you come up with baby names? We have a whole video on that. Did you both want a girl first, or it didn't matter? For me, it didn't matter. I always wanted a girl first, to be honest, because you guys see me now, I'm a girl mom. True and true. But it didn't matter. Did it matter to you?
No, it didn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Do we have a process to settling disputes? A process?
No process. I'm not sure what the person meant by process. It might be maybe...
You know, some people, they will say like, that's it. You know, some people, they will say maybe, when my husband and I are upset, we go to the room, we chill out. No, that's so for me. So For me, I would say no. But one thing I know about us is that anytime we have any misunderstanding about anything, is that time just fizzles it out. Like, even if I vex, or my husband is not too happy about something, literally in the next hour, you know, we actually get over things. This afternoon, he's still upsetting me over something, and I just saw him and I started laughing, and we'd never keep malice and all those things. No, we don't do it. So you guys, Arira is insisting on sitting down on this chair. If not, she won't let us rest. So we've actually decided that we'll do a part 2 of this video when she's asleep, usually Sundays after church, and we will continue this video and answer in-depthly. But we're going to take one more question and we'll go to the next one, which the question was, how did you decide not to have a child in the first couple of years of marriage? Arira came on the 3rd year of marriage, so you answered that.
I mean, I think it was just a decision we took because the timing wasn't right. Wisdom taught us to take that decision. So we knew from onset, obviously,
even
because
before we got married.
Yes, a long distance relationship. We had decided we were not going to rush into parenting.
Yeah, so I think that pretty much answers it as well. And I think we were also actively working towards not having a child at that time, because I find it very interesting that people say that I find it interesting that people say that they fell pregnant, and I'm like, how do you fall pregnant? You know, it's different if you were taking precautions and then it didn't work. Not that you just be going, did you think that you were infertile or something? Like, you would definitely get pregnant. So we were actively working towards it. So on that note, with these few questions that we've answered, I hope you are excited and enthusiastic about the part 2 of this video.
Thank you very much.
Okay guys, please leave your comments. You can add more questions in this video and then we'll take it, and then we'll make that one very detailed, like very, very in-depth. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, stay blessed. I remember say bye everybody.
Bye.